the most shocking movie of 2023, Grump 1. A few good friends were having a party in Xiao Hong's house. They left in the middle of the night. The next day, Xiao Hong's mother came home and found the door unlocked. There was no one in the living room. She had to call Li Na to ask, but Li Na didn't know where Xiao Hong was. The helpless mother took her daughter's photo to find the master. She pleaded again and again. The master burned the photo with a torch. Then he began to do it with a bamboo stick. Then he showed a frightened expression. The picture shows that his daughter has passed away. The mother's mentality collapsed instantly. Not long after, the worried Li Na came to Xiao Hong's house again. From the mother's mouth, she knew that she had passed away. But Li Na didn't believe it was true. She wanted to stay in Xiao Hong's room for a while. Who knew that her mother suddenly appeared in the room? She stared at the mirror and began to talk to herself. She turned around and held a knife and stared at Li Na fiercely. You did all this. She was so scared that Li Na turned around and ran away, and the door behind her began to close. When Li Na was about to go home, the master kept staring at her and asked if the friend next to you was sick. This made Li Na wonder, where did my own friend come from? And let the master not pretend to be a ghost. Who knew that when Li Na turned around and left, there was a ghost in the window. At night, when another friend went home, I always felt that something was following her. When the elevator door closed, a red-clothed evil spirit was looking at her, and the elevator will open automatically when it reaches the first floor. The man looked around, but there was no one. When the elevator opened again, the red-clothed evil spirit was close. The scared man quickly closed the elevator. No matter how he closed the door, the elevator will always open automatically. Who knew that the evil spirit had appeared in the elevator? The man quickly opened the elevator, climbed out with all his might. The evil spirit dragged his ankle into the elevator. The door just stuck to his head. The elevator also began to run up. The man died like this. Li Na also suddenly woke up from a nightmare. She just came to the bathroom. A figure in the bathtub was taking a shower. She thought it was her brother, who knew that her brother was rushing her outside. At this time, the figure also slowly stood up. He stretched out his pale right hand and pulled his face. Li Na had to rush out of the bathroom quickly. The whole person sat on the ground for a moment, but her brother was blinded by his face. The next day, Li Na received a video on her phone. It was a man who had died in the elevator before. She accidentally found a red-clothed ghost outside the door. This scene made Li Na's back cold. She hurried to find other partners to check together. If it's really Xiao Hong, why did she want to murder the dead figure? Li Na doubts what must have happened to Xiao Hong that night. She can't just disappear like this. At night, Xiao Li thinks Li Na makes a lot of sense. But Dashan still doesn't believe these things. The frightened Dashan stopped the car to check, but there was no one around. Just when the two were confused, the red-clothed ghost stood up in the house. He turned to look at Dashan on the other side. Then he rushed towards her. Dashan was scared and hid in the car. Then he drove away quickly. He kept asking if his girlfriend had seen it, and the phone shows that Xiao Li called. Who is the woman next to her? The frightened Dashan looked at her with fish eyes. The woman next to her was the red-clothed ghost. The second man died mysteriously. On the other side, the little boy heard someone shouting outside. There was a ghost standing in front of the door. He was scared and ran to his house. Who knew the ghost was following him? The boy kept knocking on the door to call for help. Who knew the ghost was watching him quietly? The frightened boy quickly turned around. He carefully peeped out. The ghost outside had disappeared. Li Na also came out to look for her brother. She rushed over to pull her sister into the room. She locked the door and was ready to tell Li Na everything. The scream woke up her sister. She happened to see her brother floating in the air. Then she fell to the ground and fell into a coma. At this time, there was a loud knocking sound outside the door. Xiao Li, who was terrified, stood outside. He told Li Na about Dashan. The ghosts kept appearing. Li Na could only take them to her grandmother's house. She wanted to ask her mother-in-law for help. After a thorough investigation, she told everyone that Xiao Hong had become a ghost. She had to find her body as soon as possible. Otherwise, every one of you will be buried with her. Her grandmother began to summon Xiao Hong's soul. She wanted her to tell her where her body was. At this time, the table in the middle began to shake. All the lights in the room went out. When Li Na woke up, her grandmother was possessed by the evil spirit. She grabbed Xiao Li and cut off his ankle. Then she attacked him from behind. Then she hugged him and rushed to the house. The kind grandmother sacrificed herself for no reason. Xiao Li was also sent to the hospital. The lights in front of the bed began to flash. The lift was slowly lifted, but her body didn't seem to move. The third person had already died. Li Na, who had been tired for a day, was about to take a bath. The door behind her was quickly closed. The evil spirit pinched her neck and pressed it into the tub. Desperate, Li Na tried to break free from the shackles. She kept panting on the ground. In a panic, Li Na could only call her mother. If she couldn't find Xiao Hong, we would all die. She didn't know what to do. Li Na suddenly heard the sound of the water dripping from the dragon's head. At this time, she seemed to understand something. She asked her mother to gather in Xiao Hong's room, and Li Na came to her room in advance. She found black hair and the water dragon's head. She hurried to the rooftop and opened the lid of the water box. The dead Xiao Hong was really in it. Her mother just came to the rooftop. She asked the man to come up and help. Li Na accidentally found the corpse. Xiao Hong was holding a necklace in his hand. She took a close look and saw that it was not her mother's, and her mother knocked Li Na out from behind. The whole person fell directly into the water tower. The heartless mother quickly closed the lid. The big beard who came at this time wanted to save Li Na, but he was blocked by the hateful mother, and the dead Xiao Hong turned around and looked at Li Na. There was a strange picture in her brain. The mother came back from a business trip to find Xiao Hong. She saw her brother lying on her girlfriend's bed. She was very angry and asked Xiao Hong for a reason. She kept explaining to her mother. It was the big beard who forced her to drink while she was drunk. She also asked her mother to help herself. The man who lost his mind pushed her away. As a result, the back of the head accidentally hit the side of the bathtub. Xiao Hong passed out in a red dress like this. But in order to clear the suspicion, the man cleaned up the scene. Then he secretly carried her back to the bed. When the man woke up, he found that Xiao Hong had died. The mother just rushed in to question the big beard. After venting her anger, she pretended to help the man get rid of his guilt. Let him throw Xiao Hong into the water tower. After he woke up, Li Na loudly told the truth. The big beard knew that he was being used at this time. He rushed up to the mother and beat her. Then he took his weapon and took her away. But he still couldn't bear to kill his brother. He could only rush up to rescue Li Na, who knew that the mother had lost her mind. He quickly threw the big beard down the stairs, and Li Na was unconscious. The kind Xiao Hong was in Li Na's body. He pushed the water tower directly.